Hey yo, it's your man's name from the mausoleum, reincarnated just as hard-headed, 80 on, representing underhanded Indiana. We're gonna do a duck down BootCamp Clik blog. Happy New Year's. I just wanted to give a little rundown on, some of their history. The good, bad, the ugly. Shout out to String Wonder. He once said, y'all don't purchase, so y'all worthless. Let's talk about it. Smith & Wesson is shining. Check that out. You got the, Ninth Wonder Buckshot, the Smith & Wesson mixtape, the Beat Miners, the OGC, the Storm, the Pete Rock and, Smith & Wesson, a little something. I ain't got all my cassette tapes because a lot of the stuff I got on cassette, but I still got some of these, This joint got Swagger Jack somehow, some way. We'll get into some of this stuff, you know what I mean? Some of the upcoming releases and whatnot from back in the days. Cocoa Brothers. The Reps. Illinois BTJ, BCC Buckshot. 5FT Evil D Warzone. Empire Strikes Back. Fab 5. Another BootCamp Clik album, Buckshot. Back before it was the BDI Thug album, it was supposed to be called The Night. Representatives, Angels of Death, Sean P, Sean Wiggins. So, it was talking about putting out Sean P back in the days. Like I said, it's the Magnum Force album. I got more, you know what I mean? This one ain't have a cover. It's the OGC No Fear single. CD single, We got The All. Smith & Wesson supposed to be working on a new one with the Soul Council. You know what I mean? The All, you know what I mean? The Random Acts. Sean P. The Black Moon, the Therapy joint. You know what I mean? Duck Down Records, probably the best hip-hop level ever, you know what I mean? They withstood the test of time. You got some of the mixtape joints, the Alter the Chemistry joint. Rest in peace, Sean P. You know what I mean? Y'all know about the booklet, Duck Down, Put It Down, you know what I mean? The Black Moon joint. We're gonna get into all this, man. Cocoa Bees. BDI Thug joint. I ain't having that joint. You know what I mean? Sean Price presents Rusty Jukes Indestructible. What y'all know about the Rusty Jukes autograph? There's a lot of interviews going around where, they leaving out pieces of the puzzle. And we're going to talk about the missing pieces, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it. The Mav Hoffa interview with Taking Still, Smith & Wesson. Oh boy, Biggie. He was talking about BCC being traitors for working with Tupac. You know what I mean? And let's talk about how that whole situation got started. It got started because Tech gave Tupac a shout out when he was locked down. Where it at? Right here. You can pause it if you want. You know, some of this is written in Ebonics. You know what I'm talking about? He said, thug life. You know, Tupac heard about it, seen it or whatnot, and he placed the call to BootCamp. And he started working on the One Nation album. You know what I mean? Like, Dug Down one of the greatest labels, because if you, you know, shout out to New York, but a lot of y'all was buying the bootlegs, and y'all probably didn't have all this. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't had the inlays and whatnot. Y'all was buying mixtapes. You know? They broke down the whole history on this album. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go all through it, but they broke down, you know what I mean, the One Nation album on here too. But yeah, man, we gonna talk about this though. Here it goes. Summer of '96. You know what I mean? You probably can't read that. Let me read this, you know what I'm saying? Summer 1996. Buckshot Drew High and the Cocoa Brothers was flown out to Tupac's house to record the album One Nation with the Dog Pound, Greg Nice, Outlaws, Melly Mel, and others. The album has set to be released. History, man. Dug down. Y'all don't purchase, so y'all worthless. You know? Shout out to Rock of Helter Skelter. You know, he doing the blogging thing. He doing stories about, you know, incidents that happen. Incidents with, like, Mystikal's BootCamp Clik. And like I said, they doing a lot of interviews and they leaving out some parts, but we gotta talk about it, man. So, yo. Whenever BootCamp Clik lost their deal with Priority Records, things was, you know what I mean, looking grim. Rock was supposed to be one of the main ones to go solo, you know. So when Priority Records dropped everybody, you know what I mean? Priority Records, you know what I mean? The Shining. Rock was supposed to be the one to go solo. So he goes out to Cali, you know what I mean, and starts, you know what I mean, working on his solo joint. Then he started putting out mixtapes. You know, if you watch his blogs, he say, if you want to hear me rap and hear me yap, go to the BootCamp. And he starts naming off his mixtapes, but he leaves out his first 2 mixtapes. And which mixtapes were those? The AWOL Soldier and Veterans Day. You know, like the first mixtape, like both of the mixtapes, they had like, you know, a rundown of the, you know, Helter Skelter tracks and whatnot. Bunch of freestyles and whatnot. But on some of them songs, he was dissing. You know what I'm saying? He was dissing. You know, I might get a copyright strikes from. Let's take a listen, man. Let's take a listen, man.
We about to take y'all back for a hot second. Updated and upgraded version of your boy Rock, man. Understand, but understand this on scale of listen, yo. This ain't B-C-C-I-M-F-G. That be my.
He said, this ain't the BCC. This is the MFG. And when Magnum Force came out, Priority Records, you know, Rock was doing interviews on No Jumper and whatnot. And he said, you know, they ain't know what to do with Helter Skelter and, you know, the BootCamp Clik on Priority Records, you know. And for those who know, you know what happened to Razzcaz over there. You know what I mean? They did him real dirty. So, you know, the hip-hop is, you know what I mean, kind of had it bad. You know what I mean? When it was all about just, you know what I mean, the rappity rap, you know, the backpack rap or whatever they call it. You know what I mean? Brothers putting it down for the culture, you know what I mean? The elements and whatnot. But we gonna talk about this track, man. He said this ain't the BCC, this is the MFG. Now, you know, on the shout outs, Rock talks about, you know what I mean, he gives a shout out to what the MFC was. Last but definitely not least, my Magnum Force, Strang, Louis, Little Rock, Supreme. You know, Top Dog was left out. You know, that was OGC without Top Dog. So, like I said, let me bring it back. Strang, Louis, Little Rock, and Supreme. Those are the representatives. The representatives. Angel of Death. This joint came out on Warlock Records. You know, it wasn't on Priority. All right. Illinois, MS, Rusty J, Niggy Knock, Taz, Jason, Bounce, Bang, Little Hardcore, BTJs, Mac Lone, Thunder, Sim 1 with the big guns, Smokey Light, R.O., The Disciple, L the Barber, to my mans, No Bigger, my brother, No Other, Big Ruck. Special big ups to my homie on lockdown, Doc Holliday, aka Ronnie Real. We love you and we miss you to death, boy. See you in the hot one. F that. We ain't having that. Rock on. So there was separation with the BootCamp Clik and the MFC. You know, we gonna talk about that. Rock went solo. So, you know, they thought he was gonna be the next to blow. So he was feeling himself. You know?
S-S-G, oh yeah, M-I-P-P-G. Tell him I'm the man. That's all the name. Just the bedrock gangster. S-S-G. The first T-P. Exactly. She Tompkins Project. You know, it went down like this. 11 soldiers started in the war. One got touched, some got whacked, another one went AWOL.
11 soldiers crept through the door. Now 11 of them. That's Black Moon, there's 3 of them. Smith & Wesson. There's Helter Skelter, OGC. That's 10. I guess they talking about Drew High. That's 11. One got touched, some got whacked, and one went AWOL. Now, we gonna talk about this.
I was getting nervous. Exactly. Tompkins Project. You know, it went down like this. 11 soldiers started in the war. One got touched, some got whacked, another one went AWOL. She was getting nervous. Started feeling like, is it worth it? Tell these niggas something, they don't listen. Fuck is the purpose? I'm going now.
You tell them something, they don't listen. What's the purpose? You know? You know how, Rock wasn't the boss. You know, he was a rapper, you know? So, you know, as an employee, you sometimes think you know more than, the higher-ups. And it might be so, but you know what I mean? This is Rock, you know what I mean? You ain't talking about this, but we gonna talk about it. If you know, you know. Y'all don't purchase, so y'all worthless.
Short, I got ruckus with me, my rock rock. Something they don't listen. Fuck is the purpose? I'm going now. Rest assured, I got ruckus with me, my rock roughers with me. Get shot the fuck up swiftly. Since we cheese, fuck a chest for the chest pieces. Get your vest and your heat, bitch. Unfair crowds never spare clowns. Me and Rock held that whole fucking square down, nigga. Don't get scared now. I'm gonna spit.
Me and Rock held that square down. Sheesh. Now, Rock, he pretty much saying Helter Skelter, they were the dudes. You know what I mean? Let's forget about what everybody else brought to the table. Him and Rock held the square down. That's kind of wild, man. That's kind of wild. Hey.
Spare rounds, run, get one in your derriere. Me and Rock held that whole fucking square down, nigga. Don't get scared now. I'm gonna spare rounds, run, get one in your derriere. We can do this shit all year round. I deal with drama every day like it's my girl on the side. I don't need no dudes who act like girls on my side. Early, I'm on time. I don't get up till like 2:30 a.m. or p.m. just to do you dirty. You gotta prove you worthy to rock with Rock. If you're not, you're not. Just cop a squad and watch a nigga rep, y'all. I said it before, but I bet y'all. I'ma lock it down with the full court press, y'all. And this ain't the BCC.
This ain't the BCC. You know? There was a time that Rock was, he was throwing shots, dissing. But now, today he's back. He's back BCC. He got a video talking about he BCC now. Hey. We're gonna talk about it. That was off the Veterans Day mixtape. That was off the AWOL Soldier, excuse me. And then he came with the Veterans Day joint. He was back at it. Song called Getaway.
This is not a diss record, ain't it? I repeat, this is not a diss record.
It's not a diss record. I repeat, it's not a diss record.
I'm just sick of motherfuckers asking me all that silly shit. Check it. Sometimes I feel I got to run away. I got to get away from all those dudes who used to be on my team. The dreams we share never seem to go nowhere. My book y'all lost, y'all cried, but hey, things happen. I ain't losing no sleep at night. What happened to us? We used to be so tight. Dudes ain't called me in years. We supposed to be alright. Please don't nah. Ain't gonna be no fight. I'm just speaking my piece, alright? If I lie, ain't gonna strike me down. Not now, right now. No more games, no more he say, she say. I know what y'all been saying. It ain't about fame. What I look like, I'm sort of a lame. We just never really got over what happened to Strand. Not just.
We ain't got over what happened to Strand.
Not just son, y'all either do. Your conscience be in ya. We all believe in you. How could you lead it through? Now you be seeing the teasing them dudes, cheesing, goofing, and gigging and blue. They teasing you before you leave in the room.
They teasing you before you leave in the room. This ain't a diss record. It ain't a diss record. So.
Cheesing, goofing, and gigging and blue. They teasing you before you leave in the room. That's bad for business.
Stupid. It ain't no diss record though.
Cheesing, goofing, and gigging and blue. They teasing you before you leave in the room. That's bad for business in more ways than one. I've been running with you for years. Now I got taken up. Fans may say it's a shame we breaking up. Ain't no we just stay away from us. Hey, it's just sometimes I feel I got to run away. I got to get away from all those dudes who used to be on my team. The dreams we share never seem to go nowhere. Some could have lost his life. You helped him make that big, but couldn't help him find. You have
You help him make that vid, I don't know what he said, but you didn't help him fight.
Where son could have lost his life. You helped him make that big, but couldn't help him fight. You ever been violated by one of your boys? This some bullshit you would have killed another nigga for. Alright, what if it was your mom's? You would do what I would do, you'd be gone. If you wouldn't, then you should, homie. Anything else would only lead to drama, death, or jail. Either way, some old grief. It ain't worth the work of working out your problems. Some problems you just can't solve. Word to God, son. I have no regrets. It's just that y'all have no respect. You can't get nothing because you don't get it. And if I fuck with y'all, I look back to the set. Oh, as for the
You hear that? Y'all have no respect.
problems you just can't solve. Word to God, son. I have no regrets. It's just that y'all have no respect. You can't get nothing because you don't get it. And if I fuck with y'all, I look back to the set. Oh, as for
Now, there's a bunch of interviews out there, you know what I mean? Like, talking about the Junior Mafia, Strain Wonder situation. In one of them interviews, Rock said he left early. So he wasn't there when the situation happened. But it was Rock who kicked the Biggie off the video, in the video of OGC. It was Rock that did that. So now he rapping like Like he ain't take part in the whole situation.
Oh, real. It ain't worth the work of working out your problems. The problems you just can't solve. Word to God, son. I have no regrets. It's just that y'all have no respect. You can't get nothing because you don't get.
I have no regrets, but y'all don't have no respect. So who is he blaming?
And if I fuck with y'all, I look bad to the set. Oh, as for the rest,
If I mess with y'all, I look bad to the set. So Rock was switching sides. You know? He was repping for MFC. He started repping the MFC, Magnum Force. Magnum Force, the C is interchangeable. Magnum Force Grimies, Crimies. You know what I mean? Magnum Force Criminals, he once said. He was breaking it down. The C was interchangeable, MFC. Yeah, man, he was biting the hand that fed him. Like, you know, we see the duck down logo. You know what I mean? You know, we see, it was all good just a couple of years ago. You know, had the duck down bullet. You know what I mean? Tupac had the logo with the guns. You know what I mean?
y'all the real reason they split up. The rap with no bros who hang with y'all. Trust fucking through. The last piece of advice they gave me fucked up my life. That's what you don't get. And if I fuck with y'all, I look bad to the set. Oh, as for the rest, y'all the real reason they split up.
As for the reps, y'all the real reason they split up. That's what he said, I think. The representative, he blaming, you know what I mean? Woo! Rock is going crazy on his peoples. Bring it back.
And if I fuck with y'all, I look bad to the set. Oh, as for the rest, y'all the real reason they split up. The rap with no bros who hang with y'all. Trust fucking through. The last piece of advice they gave me fucked up my life. That's just why sometimes.
Buck and Drew, the last piece of advice they gave me effed up my life. I can't make this up. If you want to hear him rap, other than to hear him yap, you know what I mean? Go check out all the Rock mixtapes besides them two. Besides Veterans Day and besides the AWOL soldier. Because he went AWOL. He was, he was throwing shots. You know, he was throwing shots at his boys. You know, he was like dug down, boot camp, MFC. How about that? Magnum Force. That's what he was rapping, man.
I feel I got to have no respect. You can't get nothing because you don't get. And if I fuck with y'all, I look bad to the set. Oh, as for the rest, y'all the real reason they split up. The rap with no bros who hang with y'all. Trust fucking through. The last piece of advice they gave me fucked up my life. That's just why sometimes I feel I got to run away. I got to get away from all those dudes who used to be on my team. The dreams we share never seem to go nowhere. Used to be so tight, but nowadays we don't even speak on side. We speak now sometimes. It's all good and shit. You know what I mean? But understand, I can't go there. At least not right now. Please recognize my decision. And in the meantime, check out this remixification, if you understand what I'm saying.
Hey, There's a lot to unpack. You know, I just want to see Rock do a video explaining, the time when he was going solo and making these tracks. You did the story about the mystical boot camp. Cool. You gotta, you a blogger now, so let's keep it 100. You get mad at Aguilar for, Aguilar saying he helped Sean P during, when boot camp really wasn't pushing him, and you got upset about that, but hey, the Aguilar, we gonna rise to the top. That did Sean P some justice. It did him some justice. All right. So, am I filling in some of the pieces of the puzzle for y'all? You know what I mean? And shout out to the homie, Spade Ripper. Can't say spade without the pay. You know what I mean? Respect his mustache. All right. Rock was this. And then, let's see here. Buckshot now, Rocket left, and they came back, without him. Did the album Chosen Few, See, around this time, 106 in Park, they did a video for And So and Think Back. I think Think Back had a video that came out on 106 in Park, and they was like, yo, vote for, vote for the BootCamp Clik video, you know what I'm saying? And then you find out, it was about payola and all that stuff. Around that time, I think Nappy Roots had the #1 video. Back when, you supposedly had to call in and see who got the #1 spot. Now, Nappy Roots is from Kentucky. Like, what's that? Bowling Green, Kentucky. Now, you think them crackers in Bowling Green, Kentucky was calling 106 in Park and got them the #1 video around this time? It was about payola. It wasn't about, who was really calling in, I think after they debuted, got that video played on 106 in Park, it was never shown again. But anyway, shout out to Duck Down Records, man. I'm just giving y'all, some real stuff. And a lot of times, being from Indiana, when Priority Records was putting these stuffs in the shelves at the stores, Sam Goody and whatnot, you might have Ice Cube section being like this thick. And then when Duck Down release, they get like 2 or 3 CDs of their new releases. But the Master P's was, the Master P's, when they dropped, they was getting CDs like this in the stores. You had to, damn, where the book, you know what I mean? So, they weren't playing right, you know what I mean? But hey, Rock was this, It's about history, you know what I mean? It ain't about, oh, it's this dude from Indiana, he doesn't. Hey, you want me to pull out the seat? Y'all don't purchase, so y'all worthless. You know what I mean? I ain't buy the boot. These are the official joints. These one of the bootlegs off some bootleggers out there. You know what I mean? So when Biggie from Mouth Office podcast, my expert opinion, let them pull out some Duck Down CDs or some cassettes. Let me see theirs. You want to talk about they traders? Where was your let me see your Duck Down Records collection. You know what I'm saying? That shit kill me, man. Them brothers ain't put a damn dime in their pocket. Anywho, all right, Rock was taking shots. And you know, Buckshot responded. You know what I'm saying? Buckshot fired back. Yeah, he did. We gonna talk about it. Buckshot fired back. He sure did. Let's talk about it.
One thing we do is stay in the studio, you know. The difference between me and you is when I do an album, it's coming out.
Shots fired. You can get shot by the shot. Watch. Who's he talking about? The difference between me and you. You know, I ain't gonna say no names. When I do an album, it's coming out. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It's just history, you know what I mean? It's research, you know? It's just research. All right, now. He was talking, hey, Rock was messing with Priority. Priority went under. Then he hooked up with DJ Lethal. And then Eminem started dissing Limp Bizkit and all them people DJ Lethal was connected to, and the label said, hey, we ain't messing with you. You know what I'm saying? Eminem going at you is bad for business. And then, in effect, Rock got dropped. So he never came out with his solo. Now put it together. When I do an album, it's coming out. Independent. You know? And, you know, like the string situation, I'm gonna put that together too for y'all.
I got my gun in my lap. I can't get to my trunk fast. Word up, smoke this weed first. Then we get drunk after. Cause at home, bitches suck on my dick like ass up. For real, man. Will ain't a lie. Word up, I smoke till I can't get no higher. Yo, hit him in his clip. Now what? The teeth is on. My right hand. Let you know that the beef is on. Cause these cats got all these gay niggas want the beef. Hell yeah, Easy LP gon' get it when I see it. Word up, I learned. Yeah, for real, man. Will ain't a lie. Word up, I smoke till I can't get no higher. Yo, hit him in his lip. Now what? Your teeth is on. My right hand. Let you know that the beef is on. Cause these cats got all these gay niggas want the beef. Hell yeah, Easy LP gon' get it when I see it. Word up, I love.
Easy LP gonna get it when I see him. Now they came out with a video for this, but when the video dropped, that part was edited out. You know? Now, I did my research on Easy LP. He did the song for BootCamp for the For My People album called Okie Doke. Imagine that. That's crazy. The song's called Okie Doke. The beat's hard. The beat is crazy. And at the beginning of the song, they're like, there they go, get them, there they go, right there, right there. And then the beat dropped. but I never fall victim to the okie doke. It goes on and on and on and on. You know, it's got string on there. I think Smith & Wesson. You know what I mean? But, yeah. That was the song Easy LP did for him. Now, with the situation with Biggie, they was talking about somebody had to let them into the studio. Somebody had to let Junior Mafia into the studio while they was in there. Now, Easy LP did tracks for Junior Mafia. You know what I mean? So, hey. Now, the Okie Doke song was recorded. I wasn't there. So, they leaving out names. But anywho, Junior Mafia's street team came through and a strange situation happened. Easy LP produced Okie Doke. And it's crazy that the Okie Doke happened. They fell victim to the Okie Doke. It goes on and on and on and on, keep on, and you don't stop. I can't make this up, man. You know?
Two or three stitches, I was still getting bitches in the tunnel taking pictures.
Up in D&D, I caught 2 or 3 stitches. And that's where they was recording. You know? I think I had the For the People joint on cassette, and that's like, you know, all my cassettes is off in the tote somewhere, you know what I mean? I need to come back, you know what I'm saying? I should have done my due diligence and, you know what I mean, opened up the For the People joint, but, you know, I'll get to that later. But yeah, up in D&D. Then he, you know what I'm saying? That's the Helter Skelter joint. Then OGC came out after them, and he threw a shot at Easy LP. I'ma see you when you gonna get it when I see you. Like I said, then the situation happened, you know what I mean? The BootCamp did an album without Rock, you know what I mean? And then, eventually, Rock had to come back home, you know? He had to make peace. And then, you know, then they made the, Helter Skelter made the, they made the Dirt album in 2008. You know what I mean? So, you know? Yeah. And he said it looked bad on the set, but, you know, he had to come back to the set eventually. You know? BootCamp. You know? You know? Cats, you know what I mean? Hey. You know, back on the Duck Down Presents joint, you know, things used to be all good, man. You know, Buckshot and Rock used to have a song called Eye of the Scorpion. You know what I mean? Things was good in the hood. Eye of the Scorpion. Yeah, man. But that's some pieces of the puzzle, man. I did my due diligence, you know. There was a time, you know what I mean, Rock was, before, you know what I mean, he went solo, he was rocking hard with Black Moon now. You know what I mean? Black Moon came out with the second album. He was like, I'm sorry, I missed the album. He was on the hook for one of their singles. And when it came out, he wasn't on the single. The War Zone. I got 18 soldiers down with us, either run to us or run into us. There's beef when we're at the war, you know? But yeah, man. Just wanted to fill in the pieces of the puzzle. Shout out to, you know what I mean, Duck Down, Helter Skelter, representatives, and whatnot, you know what I mean? Buckshot was involved in the, the recent situation where, you know what I'm saying, hands was put on him, and you see how that ended up. So, if Junior Mafia come through, and they was like, like the scene from Friday. You want some of this too? No. People pick and choose who they want to beat up. So if they gave him an option of, hey, you want to catch this beat up? No. And respect the judge. Shout out to Rusty. Yeah, the Bucks, you know what I mean? The beat miners. Yeah. One thing about Helter Skelter, man, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. When they came out and they was promoting the Nocturnal album, they went on Rap City, and Joe Clay was like, yo, who's doing production on this album? Oh, we going somewhere else. We ain't messing with the Sweet Miners. Like, they was dissing their own crew, They even did it in the Source magazine around when the Nocturnal was coming out. We ain't messing with the Sweet Miners. Like, damn. The Beat Miners just put out Into the Stage, Smith & Wesson's The Shining, and then Rock up next. And they just dissing their team, man. Like, hey, BootCamp ain't no haters, but they just diss a lot. They diss a lot, Hey, like they said, the art of disrespectinization. They some disrespectinizing. You see, and that's why the South took over, man. I mean, that's why hip-hop left the East, went elsewhere, and we in the state that we're in now. The art of disrespectinization. Do you fools listen to music, or do you just skim through it?